So we finally pulled into Detmold, and now it's it's about almost 2 o'clock. Getting hungry. We're looking for somewhere to eat. And it's the usual thing, you're in town and it's tough to find anything to eat. You don't want to go to the center of town. We're following the signs to the Touristenziel. That's the goals, the tourist targets. As we're driving along, we see Schnellimbiss. We're like, oh, we'll just hit the Schnellimbiss. Pull over and happen to stumble upon either the river Detmold or the lake Detmold. A nice little pond with crazy ducks and a little tapas hut, as well as the museum of the battle, or one of many. They did a very nice job of collecting or of using the strengths of all the various Roman battlefield, Herman. There are a lot of different sites out here. So it's instead of having everybody squabble and say, I'm the center of all things Herman this year, because it's a big year, 2,000 years. So sit down, have some nice tapas. I think we had olives, some manchego melted on top of spinach, feta on top of artichoke hearts. Nice little salad, olives, bread, mushrooms. I think there was something else, but good wrong. Rice, with some rice, very nice. With a little vino tinto, and we did not get a ticket, despite having parked in the locals only zone. That's always good. So we set off again. By this time, you starting to get comfortable with the Navi. Francis was actually driving, so I'm playing with it. I'm able to pull up Herman's Denkmal on the Navi, so I'll go boop, drive there. And so this zorches us off, and it's following the route is aligned with the Touristenziel Hermann Denkmal sign, so hey, that's good. And all of a sudden it says go left. I mean, hey, it's uphill. We want to go uphill, so it can't be that bad. So we find ourselves driving through the neighborhoods of Detmold, and good laugh. This is probably how Varus felt, following some German boys to his doom. So it kicks us out, halfway up the hill. It's just cutting us through the switchbacks. Thanks a lot, computer. And we get up there. It's late. It's 4-ish by now, I think. Yeah, 4-ish. And the Denkmal itself, think Statue of Liberty, but instead of a torch, it's got a sword. Instead of being a chick, it's a dude. It was actually begun in 1838. The foundation was finished in 46. It took like another 30 years to get the metal together to put together his poor body. So in 1875, good year for Germans. They had a nice big ceremony. Germany was actually Germany by then. And we had a big party. Hey, look at us. We got a big dude with a sword. And of course, I don't remember when the Eiffel Tower. My feeling is the Eiffel Tower is a late 19th century thing. I'm sure that Gustav Eiffel studied what they did at the Denkmal to figure out, how do you get. There's a lot of big balancing act. You need a lot of metal. You need a lot of structural support. But it's a nice monument. It's up on top of the hill. It's got a nice view, and having read a book, read a couple articles on the battle itself. The view from Herman's feet feels very authentic, and this was the issue. I mean, the description of it was always so. The description of the battle itself was always so. didn't run on GPS. And it didn't occur at a town, so it was difficult to locate it. So this seemed about as good a place as any when they put up the Dank Mall. And looking out front of feet, I mean, you've got this hill goes right down into a valley, and then it's a nice little horseshoe other side of the hill on the other side. Thick trees. You really get the feeling. I mean, because that's always how it's always described. Thick trees, hard going, sandy. And, you know, tight, confined spaces where the Romans could deploy. So it feels authentic. Now, of course, we know that, you know, this is not where it took place. Happily, you know, the best minds of our time currently think that it, you know, was down at this site north of Osnabrück, called Kalkreise. They found, you know, sufficient, you know, spear tips, masks, bones, etc. Walls, temporary walls, built by both the Romans and the Germans. To know that it's not here at Detmold. But it looks like it could have been. But you can you're standing there, and Detmold is actually where the monument is actually on part of the TWpart2 kind of finger of hilliness. So you can actually look down the line to where Osnabrück kind of is, and then you know it's just north of that. And as we then drove the 100 kilometers to Kalkreise, and then looked at the maps there, I mean, it's actually it's not even on the finger of the, you know, the Tuborg hills. There is a kind of a valley, and then another hugel, a set of hugels, and then a moor, and it's on that face. So this is all, you know, north is up here, Tuborg, hugel, moor, west. That then is the path of Varus. It took us another damn hour or so to drive over to Osnabrück and then Kalkreise, and zimming and zamming up and down autobahns. Unfortunately, no real bad traffic. And as you're on the final approach, though, you really start to get an appreciation for the variation in the terrain. I mean, you're very much driving through pasture land, and obviously, you know, it's 2,000 years later. They've done some farming. So we get to, you're on kind of final approach, and there's just one point where we zoom along pasture, you see some woods, kind of boom, duck down into, it pretty much looked exactly like the battlefield scene out of Gladiator. You know, amphitheater, trees, underbrush gone, but again, a tight kind of winding, the road is kind of following a stream, so it's tight, it's enclosed, and you get that feeling. Yeah, it sucked. So, pop out, you know, roll up, again with the navy, halfway through you're following the Varusschlacht, brown signs of tourism, and suddenly the navy says, "Well, over here." And I was like, alright, fine. And by now you kind of trust it because you realize that it's just, you know, shortening your path. He knows best. And which is the case, because oftentimes, you know, governments sign things to redirect traffic away from centers of things and, you know, keep the flow going. That's fine, right on. So we lost the Varusschlacht signs, we pick them back up, and boom, we're right there.